Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is brought to you by the Friends in Recovery community, a thriving network of individuals who are fighting back against the stigma of addiction. Join our hosts as they speak up about the real issues of addiction, treatment, and recovery. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, here are your Friends in Recovery.
Welcome, everybody, to the Friends in Recovery Podcast with Jersey Ed. I'm your host, Jersey Ed, along with my two co-hosts, Buckeye Bambi and Baffled Beth today. We're baffled every day about you, Beth, but
baffled every day.
Yes, you're baffled every day. But how are you ladies doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you guys.
Forever.
Forever, I know. And last time I think I seen you, Beth, you were wearing the same fucking shirt.
I'm always wearing the same shirt.
I know.
It's her podcast shirt.
In this shirt.
That's right. That's her podcast shirt. And Bambi, you said you have your Barbie shirt on. Is that correct?
Because Barbie movie was released, so purple
there
and
you
pink.
go.
You know,
purple and pink. That's right. She's pushing the purple bullshit stuff. That's what it is, Beth. I mean, come on. Let's be serious.
That's what.
I know.
She's a sneaky motherfucker.
She is, man.
It's like that power of suggestion.
That's right. Wait, is that purple nail polish too?
Kind of blue.
Yes.
All right.
Looks pretty fucking purple to me.
It does, yes.
We love the purple around here.
That's
Dude,
right.
I just also want to point out she gave herself purple hearts on Facebook.
I seen that.
I wasn't actually. I was just. That's how everything I write, I end with a purple heart. So
I'm sorry. No. It's just all purple. Oh my God, you got more purple hearts.
Yeah, that's it from her husband. He doesn't count.
yeah, and he doesn't even know about the beach thing. He's like, "What about the beach?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Never mind, babe.
Never mind.
Beach? Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that.
No, he'll have to go listen to the show."
Dude, let's be clear, that's a very different experience for women than it is for men.
Yeah, it ain't happening on the beach. Let me tell you.
Oh man, Sand is not your friend.
That's right. Last show we talked about having sex on the beach. So any reports this week, Bambi?
No, and there will not be. Trust me, Matt, there will not be.
Oh, Matt, I feel sorry for you. We love you, though, brother. All right, guys. It is Rest and Rejuvenation Month here on Friends in Recovery Podcast. It is August, and it's Rest and Rejuvenation Month, which I really need. So I think the show is going to end right here so we can rest and rejuvenate from last month's shit. Well, Bambi,
it was Adventure Month, right?
Yeah, it was Adventure Month. I'm exhausted from Adventure Month. So speaking of adventures, guys, real quick, we are doing that, whatchamacallit, the kayaking, our roar trip.
Well, let me
Our
tell
road
you,
trip.
you will be leaving on the trip in 2 days.
2 days. That's it. We're there in 2 days.
2 days from the time this is released.
That's right.
Wow,
So
ready to go?
yeah, and I may not be able to do the podcast that week, guys. So
Just be me.
That's why that's kind of why we're here now.
yeah. Well, no, because it's the following week we'd have to do a show for.
We still do.
Yeah. So we know what we can do.
Don't worry about it, Ed. Don't.
I can do the pod. This is still, we'll talk about the adventure, even though it's not Adventures Month. I can do the podcast from the kayak. I think that's what I did last year. Didn't I come on real quick? All right. So that's what we're going to do again this year. So you guys choose when you're doing the podcast. Anyways, we Rest and Rejuvenation Month. We're kicking it off this month. So stay tuned for some amazing recovery podcast hotline, 800-989-6504. Email us at help at friendsandrecoverypodcast.com. Go to the website, friendsandrecoverycommunity.org. And you can email us directly with all our emails below us. And if you missed any of this, just scroll down to the show notes, and Bambi does an amazing job every week of putting them in there. So look for us on our social media, Friends and Recovery Community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a dingy thingy, right? Is that what we called it last week?
Turn the notification bells on.
Yes, that's it. A dingy thingy. That's what we need.
Speaking of show notes, Ed,
yes.
How do you guys like my last week's show name?
Sober something. Oh, no. What was it?
No, you don't know it yet because it was just in our time a few minutes ago. I'm going to name the show What About Bob?
What About Bob? I love it.
Yeah.
What about Bob? I'm sure the producers of the movie will be contacting our lawyers. Oh, God, it has nothing to do with what about Bob. So anyways, Bambi, we're going to the Purple Hearts thing. It's all written all over her. It's all over. It's on her fingernails. It's everywhere. So give her Purple Hearts. Beth, it's in her heart. Give her a black heart. And there it is right beside her. She carries that. That heart follows Beth everywhere. Like,
yep. Right over my shoulder. I just walk around with it.
That's right. Me and Bambi had to put ours in there. That heart just goes. Beth is there because that heart, it's there because Beth is there. That's right. That's right. And of course, Jersey Ed, that'd be me, Blue Hearts. So I'd like to thank all the donors who made this show possible. Of course, don't forget Friends in Recovery podcast is part of the FIR network, and go to the website for more information on all that stuff. Well, guys and ladies, no, it's just ladies. We are at the point for sober shout outs. I know we have a long list of sober shout outs, so it's going to take about a half hour, right? I mean, I don't know if anybody has a sober shout out or not.
I do. I have one that I think I didn't make. I can't remember if I did. So if I did, I'm just doing it a second time.
Do it.
So Sallie, who is one of our hosts, and she just started taking over. She's always hosted a meeting for us for a long time now, but she's now covering for Rob, which we all know Rob is a hard person to cover for, right?
Absolutely.
So he needs a little bit of break. So she's going to start covering for Rob, doing our Celebrate Friends in Recovery meeting on Friday nights. Rob will be back once a month, but she's going to take over from there. And she had 4 years recently. So
congratulations, Sallie. 4 years. All right. And thank you for taking that meeting over. You know, that's a huge help. Guys, I would like to also I'm going to give a quick shout out to all of our hosts, everybody: Sallie, John, Rob, you, Bambi, CH, Camden Kathy,
Matt,
you name it, Matt, I know Tony, whoever forgot, Jimmy, Claire, everybody. We like to thank all you guys for doing that. Jill, I love Jill.
Don't forget all of them.
That's right. We can't forget it. And Harris every once in a while fills in, right?
Harris and who else fills in?
Anne fills in once in a while. Suzanne, Cindy, Thank you guys for doing all that. That is really, really important. If you want any more information, if you'd like to join get our meetings, please, we have 2 meetings a day, 7 days a week. Go to our website or send Bambi an email, because she is looking for hosts. If you want to do some service work, please send Bambi an email and she'll get you on a meeting. So, do you have any, it's not backwards, Beth, it's Baffled Beth. Do you have any shout outs?
Baffled Beth today. No, I'm just baffled.
She has a sober shout out that she's here again. That's her sober shout out. I made it to another fucking show. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna give Bambi a shout out for giving you a text message before the show.
I wake her up every week now. It's like even when I'm not on the show, I still set an alarm and wake Beth up.
I'm sitting in the kitchen. That's what happens. I sit there in the kitchen. I work on my diamond gemmy thingy, and then I get the text. I'm like, oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to do something with that text. So, but yeah, no, we all have to work together here. So, guys, my shout out, of course, it's a Soberpod. Carl and Chelsea, you guys do a wonderful job over there. I love the new book, ladies. Carl's new book, 366 fucking days sober. And it's just there it is. Guys, go buy that book. I'm asking you guys, pick the computer up, not the phone. Remember, we have to pick the phone up and dial the number. And you remember, was it COD? Your mom or dad had to write a check out. You guys remember that? Anybody remember that? I pay him cash, right? When the mailman brought it to the door, but not anymore.
They bill you, remember?
They bill you,
because they couldn't, you couldn't just pay. Boom.
Yes, exactly. But now, you can go on Amazon and buy his book. Not Temu, Amazon, right?
Right. Maybe Temu will start selling Carl's book.
Maybe if they become our sponsor, they might.
That's right.
There you go. So, anyways, go buy Carl's book. Baby, are you going to read a passage from that book?
I am. I'm going to read a passage. I'm going to read from what day will this show go? I'm going to read it.
We should have figured that out.
We are going to read August 1st.
It is August 1st.
It is August 1st. So, because we're kicking off our month, right? So, August 1st.
Yeah.
Nobody is forcing you to stay sober. You are not mandated to attend meetings or talk to others in recovery. This is a voluntary act. Now that you have some time sober, it is entirely your decision to stay active in recovery or just go about your life as all other people do. Take a look back at the time you have remained sober and in recovery. Is it worth it? Do you remember what it was like before you got sober? Nobody can honestly say that if you go back to drinking, drugging, or just stop attending meetings, that you will go back to how it was before. The question is, do you like the person you are revealing yourself to be today, or are you unhappy with yourself in your recovery? Are you unhappy enough to risk a relapse into who you were before? Or maybe instead of that, perhaps you're unhappy enough to try something completely different. Maybe you need to risk going further rather than going back. The reflection, well, you chicken shit motherfucker. What's it going to be? Carl kills me with his inspirations. And the daily challenge is, if you are happy and you know it, clap those hands. On the other hand, if this reading struck a nerve, decide to go further today. Only you get to decide what further means. Oh, I like that one.
That's a good one.
I like that one a lot.
Nobody's forcing you to stay sober, right? I mean, how great, like, that is such a testament to each person staying sober today. Nobody's forcing us. We can go drink anytime we want. We go drug anytime we want, right?
Stop going to meetings anytime we want.
That's right. We can, but nobody's forcing us. We're doing this on our own free will because it feels good, because we're not getting in trouble anymore. We're not, doing, whatever we used to do. So anyways, that's a really good reading. And we could talk a little bit more about that, but, just a good reading. And remember, I don't know if you guys, this is a Monty Python. I think it's Monty Python now for something completely different. Does anybody remember that? No. Yes. No. Remember Monty Python? If anybody just send me.
I remember him, but I don't remember specifics. But we're the same age, Ed. So I should remember more. You should remember it.
Absolutely. It's now for something completely different. Send me an email if you guys remember that from Monty Python. Anyways, so the reading of the day is we're staying sober, basically. Now let's get into the question
of the week.
Jesus, should we rehearse this show or something?
It's been a long time since we've said that.
That's all you want. Never anymore.
Is everybody sleeping? Should we just end the show right here with the question of the week?
It's Rest and Rejuvenate.
Rest and Rejuvenate. That's right.
Rest and Rejuvenate.
We're talking about it. So it is Rest and Rejuvenate month. So we are going to talk about a question of the week is about Rest and Rejuvenate. How do you relieve stress, guys? What's your stress reliever? That's the question of the week. Beth.
Gem painting.
Gem painting, right? What can you explain that to the audience?
They're these little tiny, they call drills, and you put, it's like paint by number, but they're little tiny, sparkly things, and you just put them all in.
It's like diamond painting that started out being called, right, Beth? Diamond painting.
Yep.
It's the original, the original one.
Yeah.
But that got to
gem painting.
Gem
painting, yeah.
Dining painting. What do you glue them down? Do you? I didn't go through the.
It's like self-adhesive. The canvas is already got sticky.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, and it's totally zen, and I literally, it's right over there, and this is my desk, and I work. And when I start losing my shit, I just walk away for 20 minutes.
I would get anxiety trying to get those little things in the hole, and
Me too.
I'm doing it fast enough. How come I'm only this far? Anyway, it would be a disaster for me.
It's just, I don't even care how long it takes. I don't care. It's just relaxing.
Yeah. You know what I used to do? And this will tell you exactly why I couldn't do this. I used to, when I used to read books, I would write the date and the time at the beginning when I started it, and then the date and the time when I finished it, and I'd be like, and I would try to read the next book fast. Yeah, it wouldn't work for me, Beth. It just wouldn't work for me. Anyways, Bambi, what do you do to what do you do to relieve stress?
Well, whatever I do, I combine it with like prayer, so if I'm feeling really stressed, I might, it's huge relief for me. If I'm feeling really anxious, I'll put my makeup on. And I usually only do that for the podcast days, right? But if I'm feeling stressed, I'll sit over there and I'll put my makeup on, and it's just soothing. But I do a lot of talking to God in my head during that. Or I pet my dogs, stroking my babies and getting feeling that calmness from them and the love. It's very soothing. Your animals are great for that,
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Definitely my way of relieving stress is running. No doubt about it. I haven't been able to do that. Yeah. I've not been able to do that because I get out there, it's on my own. It's, I have to really get out of my head because I can, if I'm out there for a couple hours running, it could be a disaster. So I need to figure out how to get out of my head really quick and just enjoy what goes on. The other way too is I meditate and I do my breathing exercises and my tapping. That completely relaxes me. That completely gets me, my stress relief, because I can bring that throughout my day because, stress happens all day long. It's just not, at one time, I wish it was at one time and we can pinpoint it and figure it out and move through it. So anyway, so that is the question of the week. If you guys want to answer that, you can email us with that, or you guys in Facebook. Welcome, Facebook. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Welcome, guys. If you want to tell us how you relieve stress, please let us know. So ladies, we're going to keep this show short because we're kicking off the month here. We're going to talk a little bit about rest and rejuvenation, right? And that goes along with what we just spoke about, the stress, all that stuff. But I mean, a little bit deeper, we came up with these topics, like at the beginning of the year, and we decided we're going to do a topic month every month. So that's what you guys are listening to. This is a new month. It's August. And August for us at Friends in Recovery is Rest and Rejuvenation. And we just decided that we can kind of do all this kind of, throughout the year. And I think it's a great idea because it forces us to think about these topics, right? Like last year when we did all the steps, it forced us to think about the steps, right? This year we have to think about rest and rejuvenation. Every week I know we're going to have to talk about it, and it's going to keep it in my mind, for us in the podcast, and hopefully you guys listen to it, keep it in your mind too, that it's part of our recovery. Hands down, rest and rejuvenation is part of our recovery. We don't always have to be on. We don't always have to be running. We don't always have to be structured. We always don't have to do things, right? Rest is part of our recovery. Doing nothing is doing something, right? Yeah. Well, I'm doing nothing. No, you're not. You're doing something by doing nothing because it's going to recharge you for the other somethings that you need to do. So that's my kind of thoughts on rest and rejuvenation. What, ladies, what's your thoughts? What's some ways that you guys rest and rejuvenate yourself? I mean, it's a little bit different than stress, I guess. I mean, I guess that would be kind of a little different. What's your thoughts on this topic? If not, we can close right now. I'm kidding.
I have lots of ways that I rest and rejuvenate. So, one of my ways to rest and rejuvenate is I do like TV in the evenings, and it's got to be like a crime show. I'm like a crime junkie kind of thing, So I like to watch that. And believe it or not, that's relaxing to me, watching all those murders and stuff like that. For some reason, it's relaxing to me. And I used to do a lot of reading, but I haven't done that a lot lately. I'm like, if I want to just chill out, I'll either turn a YouTube video on and watch Friends in Recovery podcast with Jersey Ed.
There you go.
Yeah, little shameless plug there. Or, I'll watch the TV, because especially after we're getting, this move, and everything has been so hectic, I need that downtime in the evenings. And I just want to tune into something that I don't have to think about. It's just nonsense kind of thing, So for me, TV in the evenings, if I need to get up and moving in the morning, music. Do you know what I was listening to this morning? Drove my husband crazy because he was still trying to sleep. I was going around singing Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino. I have no idea where it came from, right? Where the hell did it come from? I don't. So music, TV.
Music, TV just kind of relaxes you, right?
Yeah.
Beth, I mean, and I'm going to ask Beth a big book question on top of this question. So, we all have different ways to rest, relax, relieve stress, whatever it is. And I'm not talking about relieving stress. I'm talking about just relaxing, just relaxing. Is there any, first of all, how do you do it? Number one. Number two, is there anything in the big book that says that, we need to rest, we need to rejuvenate? Is there anything that they wrote in the big book? Because you are a big book person.
That's so funny. The only thing that kind of comes to mind as far as the big book is that it says, I think it's in step 10, maybe it's 11. It's in 10 or 11. It says we relax and we take it easy. We don't struggle.
Yes. That's step 5.
No, I can look it up, but yeah, it says that we need to play in the book. In the big book, it says that we're supposed to play and have fun. And one of my sponsors' favorite quotes is, "We absolutely insist on enjoying life." Let's see, what else comes off the top of my head? Nothing else is coming to mind, but I'm going to look for the relax and take it easy just because I think it's one of the promises. It's let's see, relax. Let's see what happens. We relax and we take it easy. It's into action. We relax and take it easy. We don't struggle. We are often surprised how the right answers come after we've tried this for a while. What used to be a hunch or occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind. Being still inexperienced and having just made conscious contact with God, it is not probable we're going to be inspired at all times. We might pay for it, blah, blah, blah. Nevertheless, our thinking will, as time passes, be more and more on the plane of inspiration, right? So, and just like you're springing this on me, so I didn't do any research, but the general gist of relaxation that comes from the book is that when we relax, we become inspired.
Yeah.
When we stop trying to control, we can kind of tap into the energy of the universe. So that's big book stuff. But for me personally, again, I'm going to go back to just being around the people that I love is rejuvenating for me. Especially during August is the time of year that we go on vacation every year, and we go down to my friend's house down the shore and we just relax. We relax and take it easy. My kids like to go down to the beach. I do not like the beach, so I will either stay back at the house or I will go on the boardwalk and sit. I definitely love being on the boardwalk and by the ocean at night. I love when I see the moon is out. If we're lucky enough that it's a nice clear night and there's the moon. That just getting quiet, having my energy mixed with the energy of the people I love. And definitely when you had said last week in our show about being in nature, I actually I've always been in bare feet. Dude, I don't think I didn't put shoes on during COVID, at all. And then after breaking my foot, the bottom of my feet are just very tender because I haven't walked for so long. Oh, yeah. And so and I'm off. So I did all this research, and there's this thing called grounding and how I don't know all the scientific stuff, but the energy from the earth. And so I've been making a point to get my feet back in condition so that I can be outside barefoot in the ground again, because I know in my heart of hearts that there's a rejuvenation that kind of comes from just being barefoot on the ground, which just blows my mind. Yeah.
I have to agree with you.
That was a really long-winded.
No, that was good because we need to kill a little bit of time. If you want to keep going, we can close after that. But I have to get out of here. I have to go on a boat, guys. So anyway,
he has to ground himself on the boat.
I have to ground myself on the boat, No, I have to agree with you with the feet thing. Every time I meditate and I do my morning routine, my shoes come off and my feet are on the ground. I try to sit outside most of the time. But if it gets cold here, I'm inside, but my shoes are off, and it's nothing like being grounded, nothing like being, kind of, just one with nature, mother, mother nature, the earth, just kind of knowing where we came from, think about it, guys. Everything we do, everything that was created, this podcast, we're all connected somehow to the earth. We all, everything came from our earth, right? All these products that we have, wood that we sit on, it's from our earth, and so why not get connected? I love that. I just love being connected to earth. When we go out on the kayaks in a couple of days, that's really connecting. I connect through the sight, sound, smells, everything, the feelings, the just everything you connect. So for those 3 days, it's just kind of tuned out. Now we're pretty close to, we're on the Delaware River. It's not like we're going in the middle. We're not parachuting into, Cambodia and running kayaks down some untamed river, but just far enough away from everything, and as we go down to the end of the kayaking trip, we go through the Delaware Water Gap, and it goes right along Route 80, and it's a completely different feel. It's completely out of nature, right? Completely, up until that point, the Delaware Water Gap is beautiful, but once we get past the gap, Route 80 is right there, and it's just not nature anymore. It's just this week. Can't wait to get done at that point.
Wow.
But it's part of it, and it's still relaxing. Don't get me wrong. So that's kind of that's how I rejuvenate. I'll be honest with you. Rejuvenation and relaxing and resting to me is, I don't know, I have to do something. Running, that relaxes me, believe it or not. Reading, I don't know. My mind has to be stimulated all the time. I don't know why. My thoughts or whatever.
That's just who you are, and you're an acceptance of who you are, and as long as the job gets done, then who cares?
That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Freaking rock star, man.
One thing that I've noticed too is I try to turn the TV, or I don't try. I turn the TV off at night now. It's useless to me sleeping with a TV on. My wife told me for years, turn it off. I'm like, oh, I needed to sleep. It's a mindset, So I got that mindset, but now I'm turning on my app. There's a sleep stories, and I love sleep stories. I can't even get through like 4 minutes. I'm like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what the hell was a sleep story? It's like, I don't remember. It's just, it's so soothing, I
never get to the end of them. Do you listen to the one with the cat? I love the one with the cat.
No.
You've got to listen. Humphrey, I think is his name.
Humphrey. Okay.
They're the best.
Yeah. So even celebrities are doing them now. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's crazy. But yeah, there's all different ways to rest and rejuvenate. Hiking is so relaxing. It just takes, to me anyways, it just takes me out of that. If you get me out of this element where there's no computers, no phones, no, rushing here, rushing there, jumping here, go and get gas, do whatever it is, that is rest to me. That is 100% rest to me. I don't care if it's running 100-mile race, like our guest last week, Bob, does. Rest, believe it or not. Then the sense of accomplishment after all that, because, when we get done with our work day, when we get done doing what we're supposed to do, the everyday humdrum bullshit stuff, if I sit down and, is there a sense of accomplishment? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I helped somebody today. I did my job and I do it well. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But when I get in nature and I do these things that are just mindless, that is an amazing feeling, guys. Just a completely amazing feeling. And it doesn't even have to be there. If you have a lake, go walk around the lake, get away from your phone, leave your phone at home. Just walk away from things, and if there's a patch of woods, walk through that patch of woods. That's being part of Mother Nature, and that's how I look at it. So that really does ground me, is getting into nature. Rest and rejuvenation is important to to my recovery. Anyways, I'm sure it's to your guys' recovery. The one thing I wanted to talk about before we close, Did any of you ladies or anybody on Facebook or anybody listening, did you guys ever have rest and rejuvenation in your addiction?
I passed out a lot because I was in the bed a lot.
Don't remember what happened before I fell asleep.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with my eyes closed in the bed, but I don't remember any of it. So.
Exactly. There was no rest.
Now I remember it.
I love how people, I drink to go to sleep. Nah, that's not true. That's just, it's scientifically, it's not true either. I mean, your body, everybody thinks, you take sleeping pills to go to, all that stuff doesn't get you to where you need to sleep and get in your, I don't sleep the greatest, but I've never got the best sleep since I've been in recovery. I really sleep well. I mean, I really do. There wasn't even vacations. I was always plotting how I can go get things. How am I going to bring the beer here? All that. It was never a rest. It was never any of that stuff.
No.
You ladies can agree with me on that.
Absolutely.
100%.
Down.
Well, I'm guessing we're gonna take some time to ourselves because we're gonna cut this show short today. We're gonna rest and rejuvenate, guys, because we've been going at it with these podcasts. We're not taking off. We're just gonna cut the show a little bit earlier. So today was on rest and rejuvenation. If you guys have if you want to send any emails about us, let us know how you rest and rejuvenate in recovery. Please send us that. The show notes below will have our email address. And ladies, do you want to tell us what you're going to do for rest and rejuvenate for the rest of the next week and a half that we have left that we're not going to be recording at least?
Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm moving.
That's right.
No rest and
relaxation for Bambi.
None.
But once I get finally to Florida, let me tell you, that beach is calling my name, and I'm going to have some rest and rejuvenation.
That's right.
Not the next week.
The next podcast will be from Florida, right, Bambi?
Yes.
All right. The next podcast of this will be in Florida.
From my Airbnb. Not that I have a house or anything, but from the Airbnb in Florida.
That's right. How about you, Beth? What are you going to do?
I'm going to drop my kids off at camp for 2 weeks tomorrow.
Wow.
Ooh, you are going to rest then.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to be married without kids for it's been 17 years.
Wow.
That's going to be relaxed. Woo.
There you go. We want an update next week.
Yeah. Okay. It should be next week after a week alone,
Carl, get the bleeping button ready next week. Oh my God. Well, hey, listen, that is wonderful. It's wonderful, but it's also wonderful to have them come back, right? I mean,
yes. 100%. I'll miss them and I love them. And I'm so, I got to tell you, having Bob on today, I'm so grateful I can afford to send my kids away to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's not cheap.
No.
And it's a privilege, and we are very aware of that. And so, I'm grateful.
Absolutely. And we are, we are very blessed to do what we do, to be in the field that we're in, and to live the life we live. I mean, I was just journaling about that today and just thinking I was thinking about doing some volunteering at a homeless shelter. And, the only difference between me and the people in the homeless shelter is just a drink. Believe it or not, that's number 1.
100%, yes.
That's it. That's a very thin line. And then I'm thinking the poor people, I shouldn't say poor people, the people in the homeless shelter, that's the opposite. For them is just put down the drink or the drug or the mental health, get it fixed, and then you can have that other life. It's just such a thin line. But when we're in it, we can't see it. You can't see it, and we're out of it. We appreciate it so much, so much. So, I'm going to just kind of do my thing. I'm hopefully going to run a little bit this week. I go see the doctor. Maybe he'll give me the okay to go running. And that's about all I got, guys. Ladies, great show. We're going to be talking about rest and rejuvenation again. I think you will see me from a kayak next show. Bambi will be in Florida, and Beth will be home alone, naked with her hubby. I had to put something in there, Beth. Come on.
Okay, Beth. Please do clothe me, because it'll be just you and me doing the show next.
That's week. Right. At least put a towel on, all right? Poor Beth. I make her blush so much. Anyways, I love you, Beth. I love you, Bambi. Thank you guys for for making the show wonderful. I really appreciate it. You know, you ladies are amazing to me. So that I appreciate. All right, guys, you know what I say at the end of the show. Stay sober, everybody.
This concludes this episode of Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast. Follow us on Facebook for past shows and updates, and enjoy free access to twice daily support meetings. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.